Hello, hi, and welcome, folks. My name is RPJ. Let's do that again. Hello, hi, and welcome, folks. My name is RPJ, and this is the RPJ Show live. By the way, how are you? How you doing? What's going on with you? As for me, I'm swell. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This show is called Manipulation by RPJ, God King. And basically, I have this is not rocket science. Anyone can do this. I just happen to have done it a few times, about 5 times, and this anyone can do it. It happens all the time on YouTube. I get someone to promote me by a blog talk show or them making videos about me, promotion for me. So, I mean, I've done it before. I've done it with jackasses. I'm doing a show today, 35 minutes. For Bombada. If you, oh, okay, that's my news. That's my bills. That's my bills. I'm gonna check them out. He's been show 35 minutes. And I was just getting up to exercising. You have my links here. Like people like, yeah. So I can read the phone to my mouth because it's 6:26 a.m. and my girl is still sleeping. I've been up since like 5 and watching the dummy just the piss taken out of her by everybody. She is constantly putting people out of the room. He is constantly yelling at people in the chat room. I have never had to yell at anyone in my chat room. She's just constantly yelling at people like some kind of maniac. She's always putting people on, and mostly agree with her. They take her thing, and she loses her fucking mind. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Right now, I don't have like 30 minutes because I would probably, if I can, calling into the Mike Mill show, was it last night? And I couldn't get through. It was ridiculous. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Skype. That regular number, it wouldn't go through. Like I didn't even understand. Maybe it was something wrong with the area. So, okay, let me go answer my boy Bill. Let me answer him because he's in land. Oh, what's up, Ransom? How you doing, man? I put the bear in the middle. You got the okay, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, bear's running things. Daddy of them all. Okay, I don't want to. I gotta put me on. Okay. Bear's looking good. Fine. This show is kind of a practical. Once again, I thought that maybe the image on my computer, the HDTV part of this, a little better. And this is right now I'm playing with the quality, which should be in the 720s HDTV, HD. But me going to HD levels will maybe fuck up the play-by-play, the basic play-by-play, and it's already fucking it up. Okay, I'm gonna have to take the settings off. You gotta come back down. Oh, wait a minute. Before I took it off. Okay, it's playing like shit. Let me take it off. auto. All right, there you go. That's normal, or whatever normal is. Oh, let me answer my emails back, please, folks. And then I'm gonna get into a little bit of this minute going right now on Africa Bambata. If you call, okay, no worries, Mike. Of course, I don't know the case that well. I know there was some allegations of misconduct with the underage girls, but I don't know any specifics because I don't watch like Lamont Haley, Down syndrome boy. I don't watch him. I think he did something on that. I can't watch. He's trying to do real talk. Forget about it. He's just done. Real talk. I mean, humor is not a specialty. Especially his real talk is just it's like real talk. No, sorry. No offense to but it was, yeah, more talking about situations and but with no credibility. We know Lamont is a guy that can really write. He writes like a first grader. Anyway, so I can't watch his material. I don't think he's funny. I think he's corny. But he teaches his own, and he is one of these suspects that I'm going to get to promote me. I need a big promotional push. I'm doing this Google Cast like 4 or 5 times a week, and I think that having guys with more views than me and more subs than me, put along, all they have to do is roast me or cook me or saute me or bake me. What else you can do with me? Butter me. Open pit me. Whatever they have to do, I want them to keep my name. Before anyone can do it, and you and cooking you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do it in a way that I'm doing it. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do it like a kind of an accident kind of way, and then I'm going to get Lamont to attack me and put name and lights. Have a blog talk show about me, and you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get like 3 people who come over to me and check out what my response is. Now, hold on. He doesn't have that kind of pull anymore. Like his show is failing. So it might be like 10 people, not 30 people. It might be like 7 people, 5 people. So, and most of those people are already a subscriber of mine. You got my numbers down. They subscribed to my old channel when I was at 600 plus, and subscribers at 190 something. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get 4 or 5 guys to come on the channel, and 3 or 4 will stay because they probably get a response. And as you know, I never respond to those who are less than I, those who are weaker than me. It's not fair that I call jackasses because I'm talented. I'm aware. I have to have studied psychology. I'm not a psychologist. I studied psychology in school, in a classroom. I have my classroom, and from I am from the School of Hard Knocks. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Saying, so I see a lot of people. I see a lot of characters. I see a lot of people who are full of shit. I see a lot of people who are huffing and puffing, but can never blow your house in. I see a lot of people just talking but not saying a word. I see these motherfuckers all the time. I'm aware of all these jackasses. So I purposely am going to seek out Lamont downstairs, and I'm going to get him to push me, promote me. I'm going to have a blog talk show about me and at least 2 or 3 or 4 videos about me with my name and the title. That is what I want. And I will do this by that I'm not picking a fight with him, but I am picking a fight with him. I've done this before. When I was in the 70 something in my old channel, I was struggling at 170. I couldn't get past the 170 mark, and I picked a fight. It's sort of about Lamont Haley being a bully or whatever I talked about, and surprise, surprise, he took the bait and started making shows and videos about me, and I got easily over the 200. Seriously, that's how I did it. Lamont doesn't have that kind of pull anymore. So he did something against me. Maybe 11 people to my page, and like 10 of those people stay with me. And I looked in, and then the next day, that one person must have cat because that's. So he doesn't have the same pull he once had. I don't know if he's buying views or whatever, but people are just saying. They kind of check in, he says the same thing over and over again, and then they leave. Again, this is not a knock at those low-level jackasses. I'm just going to use them to promote me. And as to them, they aren't aware and smart enough to even not take the bait. So I can say this stuff where I'm right now out in the public. I can say this stuff because you know what? They are pretty one-dimensional. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys are talking to me. Sorry. What are your thoughts on Raven? Just wondering. Let me finish this up. So yeah, it's not rocket science. It's easy pushing their two-dimensional people. They can't change what they are not aware of. They can't not smart enough changed already. So I'm going to get him first to promote me. I mean, I'm going to try to get this done by next weekend. I want to get him to do like 2 or 3 shows this week, and by the weekend, I want him to do a blog talk radio show, a blog talk show on me. So that's what I want, and I'm going to act like I did this before. Anyone can do this, by the way. I did this before with all 3 of these jackasses. I did Lamar, Will, that win. And then I did with Clifton, Drunk Todd Rainey, and Tyrone Thompson, incidentally. I did it with those guys. So, and then I did it with Clifton, Drunk Todd Rainey by himself. And then I did it with Lamont Haley when I was in 170 ranges. I just told you guys about that one. So here I am. I've been stuck. Well, actually, I had a boost from 170 to 190 of 94. So I have a boost there, and now I want to get into the 200s. So I want to use him just to get in over 200 mark, and then I'll stop. Ransom added, what are your thoughts on Raven? Just wondering. Well, I said this to her, and I'll say to the audience. Anyone that's a friend of mine, I will never knock in public. I mean, if you are truly a friend of mine, and I'm not talking about associates. I'm not talking about, hey, you associate with me and on this one issue, but you disagree with me on these other issues. No, those are people that will with you on that one issue, associates. Some people are actual friends where we talk behind the scenes. Ransom, you're actually a friend of mine. We have talked behind the scenes. I'm not talking Yes, we're talking about a particular topic sometimes, but we're talking like men behind the scenes to each other, like friends would. So we, it's not like we you're doing um, a fan, you're a friend. You don't think me, you became a friend. You checking me out way back when, and I think at one point you didn't like me. Um, you must have hated us. I think that I recall that. And then I guess you kind of picked up that I am a decent dude, and I do have my head, and I am aware. I am what I am, and I'm not a dick. I'm not a mean person. I'm not paying opportunity shit talker. I talk about the jurors. I mean, I got to do these things. I talk about murderers. Michael Peterson of North Carolina, 7 years old, killed 2 women, but is on the streets walking around. He's under house arrest in North Carolina. He has a court case scheduled this year. David Cam, who did 13 years for knocking his little girl, his little boy, and his wife. Um, and he's walking because he had another psychopath who happened to be caught alive, and that was Charles Bonnet. So I'd like to get into those things, and I will, and I have. But my thoughts on Raven is that she's a friend of mine. She is very aware, very smart on some things, and some other things that she's learning as she goes. Sometimes she can be a bit uh, impetuous. You know, me sometimes. Hey, what's up, Kat? How you doing? Something too too fast, too quick without assessing things a little bit slower and looking at big picture sometimes like that one thing. She might assess it. If it's wrong, she's already, if she gets it fully and see the picture of it. But it's not something to be, like the whole Alexis, for example. Alexis, as I stated before I even talked to Alexis probably was frustrated. She was probably frustrated. Being not her friend, probably had a moment of weakness, but that's what happened. I said before I even talked to her, it turned out to be correct because I'm a genius. I turned out to be correct. But, yeah, so that was easy. So, but sometimes she's a quick gag, but she's been brilliant in a lot of situations. And I actually watch a few of her videos. I don't. I'm not one of those guys who believe in her. I don't believe in that. If I got into that mindset, into that, well, maybe I can kind of get into and see. I can perceive what she's getting at, because I understand the arguments. I understand what she's saying. I just I'm not a big believer in that we are basically aliens, or that we're like that B TV show. So I can understand it, but I'm not. I don't believe that I am. Some people are aliens. I think that's a crazy talk. So I don't have a problem with my friend, and if I did have a problem to her first, because I have already things that I know she was wrong on, and she has also contacted me on things that I was wrong on. However, I'm never wrong. uh, It's the one time excuse I get to dress up and find my kids say, "Daddy." Loud, totally. That's a big one, Cat. You shouldn't put it. Self-deprecating is always good. I need to do that more often. To take this out of anyone's argument. And look at me as a great man, so I must keep none of that. People look at me as what I'm saying. Yeah, she strikes out, but to each their own. Yeah, she is an intense young lady. She has some things going on with her. Um, but that's all I'm going to say about that. She's like she's like the defense. That's all I'm going to say about that situation. She's a friend, and that's it. Very. She's intense, and she's on her own wavelength. But when she's perfectly right about something, I give her all the credit in the world. Sometimes she has some of the best arguments ever made. And I've actually taken videos of hers and chopped it up and put it on my videos. Now, why were you talking to Jamila again? That's like Raven Masterson, see? Oh, no, it's like Raven. You were a video of you saying to leave alone. I just saw that video this morning. And so I don't know how old that video was, but but I just saw you make the video. I just saw the video this morning. Cat, why are you talking to Jamila again? You cuckabees, you those black children. So I'm a little confused. Maybe some misinformation. I hope it is. People there are many people that have these arguments and fights, and they can't stay together. There's no one associate people because people's always fighting and I hate to see that stuff. I hate that there's no loyalty to friendship. Why are you confused, reptilian? Again, I just saw a video, Raven, of you saying that to leave alone. Now, you're my friend. I would never knock you in public, but I'm asking something about that. Maybe is that maybe we just take a calmer, cooler head about things, and we don't have to have these combustible relationships with people. I have done it with Johnathan and Down syndrome jackasses and rat face fiends, roach dots jackasses, and it doesn't befit the man that I am. For me to act a fool on a blog talk show, ranting and raving and screaming, and that's not really me. That's not what I want. I'm thinking I'm a cool dude, and I can't be a cool dude if I'm ranting and raving like a lunatic. So it's better to make friends. It's easy to make friends. It's better to make friends instead of making enemies always. If you don't have any friend, then you re-examine friendship, and if you're not a friend, move on. I hold my friendship and sometimes work at them. I don't dump my friends. Dump me. So it's in this sector. So I've been dumped a few times by friends. I never dumped a friend. But hey, to each their own. I saw yesterday. I did contact the Divine Dummy. I want to ask her on two occasions, 2 or 3 occasions, would be willing to interview me. And if she's going to do me, maybe she would let me interview the children, the teenagers. And with her there, with her on the phone, would interview the teenagers about what's going on in their lives to assess them, and they can say whatever they want to say. That's what I asked her, but of course, she never got around to answering that because I really, at this point, don't need her. She's hey, RPJ, did you read the email I sent discussing the topic? I did not. I haven't gone to my that was Raven Masterson says calling that nasty titty ass bitch. I did type her through the phone. Would interview with me, and she declined and asked if I could do something with the children, that maybe assess them, maybe ask them open-ended questions, and she could be there in the room, or I can do it over the phone. And the kids can answer me anything they want. They are free to say whatever they want. I wouldn't want her to cut the kids off. I want the kids to be able to say what they want to say and speak the truth. But motherfucking mind ultra, motherfucker, talking all slow. RPJ, why didn't you ask she was friends again with that nasty child molester? I think that I kind of answered that already. Before I talked to her, I said that she probably was frustrated and let her guard down in one situation, but to her, she is very still. This woman will not stop going on for so long. Because of her frustrations, because she's hoping against hope that she would listen to reason, stop, calm down. So she answered her. She texted the phone call, which it was, and that being said, she wants to find me to do something that promote an August her father, Wilson. That was it. Once she contacted another person, I think like a PR person, that PR person told her how wrong she was to use this jackass. I told her how wrong she was to use this jackass, because all you do is give this jackass, all she sees is a glimmer of hope. That's what she's going to hold on in her head. She's going to hold a glimmer of hope, thinking that she's been right in her assessment. She's been right in how she played this all out. And at some point, that crack will be open wider and wider and wider. And she would figure that she can manipulate her way through that, because she has manipulated weak-minded men and people her entire life just by getting that crack in. So, unfortunately, Lexus realizes the mistake. She won't make that mistake again. She is not friends with the Divine Dummy. But she really had no feeling for you. That's right, cancer-ridden child abusing bitch. Force them to do something. How do you force them to do something? Wait, I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore. When you guys are talking about yourself, and is bitch, this is me. Again, you evil, you bitch. Check out the emails, and it's almost time to call the Mike Mills Show. It's your boy Mike Mills. He's doing well, and glad that he is blowing the other jackasses out of the water, thus making them obsolete. I has never, the funny thing is when you watch shows, Google has shows, if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't keep your audience, you don't evolve and grow and come up with more material, and it's got to be somewhat different from time to time, be somewhat adaptable. You got to get to that. You got to want to talk. You got to want to put yourself out there. And, you got to want, sometimes you're going to screw up. You're going to say the wrong thing. And that's, you're going to say something that's, stupid or something. But you got to be willing to go through that. You got to be willing to put yourself out there and go for it. I do this all the time. Something I pretty much know and I'm decently thought out on. There are other things that I'm learning. Oh, wow, it's Tiffany's birthday today. So I got Tiffany. Okay, Ransom, there you go. What's up, brother RPJ? Let's read this first one. I'm not going to read it because this is personal. I'm not going to read it out loud. This is personal. So it's just like if anybody wrote to me personally, I wouldn't read it out loud. Write it here on my Google Cast, I would read it. It's not personal anymore. All right, so anyway, I told a few things. I see another one, Ransom. 1 second, you did another one back to back. Here's the topic you might consider. Oh, good. That's a great one. Great topic. The fear. I love the way you said the words of fear. The fear. Desperation of it as well. All right, so topic. I'm gonna see how much I can pick that up and go with it. My question is this. Okay, so anyway, I will get. Unless you can display a fat bank account. Okay. Suffering. Nothing brings a man so much suffering, humiliation as does poverty. Yeah. That's that's a famous thing that people would like to say all the time. They have that, they say it about, I'm not rich. I have never been rich. I have never had money. I never had $1 million. I never had $300,000. Never had that. However, I've always maintained enough money to travel at the drop of a dime. If I had to leave right now, I have money to travel via plane back to a different place in the country, and that's it. I'd probably be staying somewhere else, and then a motel. Yeah, I try my situation where I am flexible to make a move at any time. I learned this a billion years ago when I got when I had my own place, and the guy wanted to he basically wanted to raise the rent on me, and I didn't have it on schedule. I said, I'll never be in this situation ever again. And my point at that time, months worth of rent in the I'm sorry, I have enough money for rent, so I could chill for that. I wouldn't have to worry about it. That's my point. So after that, I just had it all the time. When I had the kids and the birth kids' mothers and the kids when they were little, um, I always try some money back on it just in case the worst case scenario happens. Of course, one of the things that I did was pull out my income tax check on the kids always. One of the greatest pleasures have been like telling the kids, what you want to buy, you don't have to try, just pick out what you want and we'll get it for you. They were little, it was great. Those were great times. One kid wanted a TV. You got him a TV. It's awesome. I love it. All right, so all right, I was in my happy place on the website. I don't see, don't email anymore, or I am calling police. I have your address. How much is enough money? I need to have $2,400 to take the plane. So if I don't have $2,400 to have a plane to get on to make a ticket right now, I think the ticket will be $2,200. So, or $1,800 if I can do it a little bit ahead of time. So, let me. You know what? I'm going to hold the show here, and let's see if I can call the Mike Mills Show. And I'll keep my show open. So let's see if I can do that. Because I had a hard time doing this yesterday. Mike Mills Show. What's his number? It's your boy, Mike Mills. It's your boy, PZ. You guys know Mike Mills number? La, 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 la. All right, let me just go to this page. I don't know his number. I'm stupid like that. La, la, la. You reaching off that woman? I have your girlfriend's parents' phone number, you pedophile. I have your girlfriend's parents' phone number, you pedophile. I am calling the Australian on you. What? What the hell are you calling RPJ? Why are you calling the Australian authorities on me? I have your girlfriend's phone number. You leeching off? You are pimping that girl. Okay, this can't be Raven. I don't know what's going on. I'm leeching off that one. How do you, Louise? This can't be Raven. So anyway, she wouldn't face something like that. Those type of talk is the talk of other jackasses that I'm familiar with. All right, anyway, let me go. Don't call me anymore, you tell. I haven't. She emailed me. She is sick of you talking about Jamila. She emailed me. Okay, whatever. You know what? I have never thrown anybody out of my chat room, and I won't start now. All right, anyway, let me call the Mike Mills Show. Oh, sorry, I didn't have this number. It's your boy, Mike Mills. Let's see what his number is. Okay, here we go. Let me write this down. I swear I'll be numbers. I got AKTs. I got Pro. And now I got Mills. I'm sure this is already in the phone log. Let me see if I can get the Mike Mills on the RPJ Google Cast playing simultaneously, even though this is just a practice show. It will be a monumental indeed, with the best, the best Google caster with content and character, with the talent, with the high rising blog talk. So it doesn't. I can't figure this out. I can't put the words together. But one powerful game and Mike Mills. Okay, let me call this. Let me call it Mike Mills Show. La 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 la. There's Mike Mills. 8-7. Please, 9:37. Let's see if it goes through. Okay, I can't hear anything. Okay, I can put the volume. Oh man, you hear that? That's what was happening yesterday. Would give me a busy signal. Oh, yo, let me call this again. Man, I don't get it, dude. I just don't understand my. All right, hang up. This is crazy. Why I can't get any fucking people's. I can call everywhere else. I can call my dude, my brother from another mother. I called him the other day, and he's in America. He's actually where I was. So I was there, and then now I'm here, and now he was over there, and then he dropped down to there. It's just an odd circumstances and situations. Okay, since I can't go anywhere, the Divine Dummy, I was on the Divine Dummy show. No, sorry, I was watching it. It was fun watching her just destroy herself in the chat room, just throwing out people because they disagree with her on one point this and one point that. She's just yelling and constantly screaming and carrying on all kinds of way. I mean, and this is normal for her. This is normal chaos. It's just she's addicted to this. She's so used to this kind of chaos. It's not a big deal. It's almost like a sigh, a relief to her to have such chaotic situations and her emotions climbing through the top of her head, and she can act and loud and yell and just all those things that make her happy. It's a almost peaceful situation for her. Hey, my voice is really deep. So, I mean, she really loves the jackass. Eva. Hey, RPJ, I finally went to divide mommy. Ransom asked, what did you think of Eva? Eva. She was hurt when I didn't give her a holla, Eva. Was she hurt by, were you supposed to call into the Divine Dummy show? But she had something to say. me. It's like she gets the attention, and she does. Yeah. Um, she loves the attention, and it's a weird dynamic. I don't actually. I'm going to stick to this. Unless she does something that exceeds her normal or destructive behaviors. I mean, I'm not gonna really talk about her. I'm not shows on. I watched a really interview. Wanted to interview her. I really like the kids back in finagle interview from these teenagers, and they can get to tell me the things that Divine Dummy wouldn't want out in public. You know, nothing personal, but just how they live their lives, you know, and what's going on with schooling. Because there is no homeschooling, there is no going to school, there's no working, there's no person. Oh, sorry, I'm a personal trainer. I mean, there's no exercise. I don't know. And they've seen the room. You see the room, the apartment she has. It looks like a hoarder's house after like 3 days of nothing. Jamila is lazy. She's a lazy son of a gun, you know. So anyway, let's get off on the attention. And however, I will not give her any more attention unless she exceeds these levels, exceed the level of disgust, and she does something that's absolutely abhorrent and dangerous. So I look about her. I think that I'm done with that. Those levels of just patheticness. I do have a mission. I have a mission to get the Down syndrome guy to promote me, and he will interview her would never happen. No, it will never happen. But however, me asking about her, me interviewing her, and she being so resolute and saying no, that she might let it slip that I can interview one of the teens and let that teenager say whatever they want to say and make sure that she wouldn't think about it initially, but she would be later on like, oh my God, you told him this? You told him that you don't have homeschooling? You told him that you don't eat breakfast? You lay around the house all day long? You should have told me that, Daniel or Deja or the boy's name, Tyrese. Yeah, so let me try calling my show back. I don't want to interview with her, and she was thinking that I was going to talk about it. I should interview you, Eva. I should do a little background on you, and should do an interview on you. So I love. And I think the audience would like to know you, not just know you from I think I'm going to try doing more interviews. I think Eva would be a good topic. I think people would like to know her Eva, like who she really is, what really is her motivation in her life, what she really cares about. Why does she? What does she stand for? Even on social media. I mean, why is it she's standing up to certain things and certain things don't mean anything to her? What's the purpose of her persona on social media? See, these are all questions. Yeah, she did. She would strip her. Interesting. Yeah, you know what, Eva? I am definitely going to interview you. You're going to have to trust me with your phone number, and you're going to have to reach out to me. Do the same thing which I did with Alexis. We did a Skype interview first, and then I can take that and play it, sounding great, and everything, and I have that myself, and then we can go on and do podcasts, and I can ask you the same type of questions in a little more relaxed and um, jovial, or even more outrageous in your answers, because we have a live audience, and maybe you want to say something controversial or something bombastic to get the crowd cheering or whatever. So I think I like that. I like that. I think that I'm gonna interview a bunch of people, let people know who they are and why they do the things they do, why they stand up for what they stand up for, what their overall purpose in their persona. Why is Eva like this? And this video? And those will be good questions to ask, not just Eva, but Kat as well. I mean, I want to interview a bunch of people. I love that. You know, that's not a bad racket. Like, do a 2-hour show, and part of that 2-hour show is be 30 minutes of interviews with various people per day, or maybe every other day I have an interview up. That's not too many people that I want to interview, but I'll interview everyone that I can get my hands on. I would love to interview people, but of course they wouldn't answer my questions. As a journalist, they wouldn't answer all my questions, and I would have to be fair and direct, just like I would with a friend of mine. I would be direct, and I would bring up something that maybe they want to talk about. They have to be objective, and I have to answer questions. How them being through, Ransom says, a lot of these friends would be okay. They would talk to me. A lot of these guys who don't like me, they would lie. They wouldn't answer my questions other than to make an insult against me. And I'm just doing, they would just insult me. Before I even interview people, I will view their videos from way back when to way back to earlier. Sorry, way back when to now. Not every video, but along 3 different times in their lives or in their careers. And I wanted to see where they were as a persona and whether they grow and evolve to. I like to see that progression, if there is progression, like in the Lamont Haley's, Haley, the Drunkards, and the Rat Face, Roach Bum. Those guys haven't grown at all. They've actually regressed. They are talking about the same thing, saying the same words over and over again. And I guess in a way, people can say, I'm doing a Google show. This is my evolution. I'm actually making sense. I was talking about politics, government, and the Black community. And of course, I had the Divine Dummy, and I had Alexis. I had Alexis on the show, and she pointed out some things about her father. I mean, it's not all one note. I have an interesting topics. I got these murderers. I have a whole book of topics. I got murderers to read. Where is it? Okay, I can't find it. I got a bunch of topics here. White men, black men, masculines, football, Oh, I want to do an opening closing statement. My thoughts on Tommy Sotomayor. Um, Manipulation, and that's one of the things I'm doing right now. My manipulation of these jackasses that I need a promotion from. I want them to promote me, and so I want them to cook and bake and saute me and put me in skillet me up. As long as they bring the crowd to view me, to come to my page, and eventually subscribe. That's what I want. It has always worked out to my advantage in these situations. What about Tommy? Sotomayor? I don't know if my friend Sotomayor would actually do my. I try not to. Um, there's a bit of sensitivity at times with him, and I try to bond with him. Um, I try not to. I just try to leave him be. Now, yeah, he's a friend, and I appreciate his work. I appreciate his overall stance. Again, he's really opened up the psychology of me and down to that level, and it's made it easy for me to assess why people do what they do, why a community, why is a community, why they seem to be following one script, and it's just amazing that it's simple psychology, not rocket science. Not in this. Yeah, I'm aware of psychology. I read psychology all the time. I have a DSM-4. I try not to use people in situations. I try some people. There's a bit of sensitivity from time to time, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be in the mood to hear sensitive shit if I'm trying to do stuff that's good for me. If I have to use his name, his status, just to do a honest evolution of my material of my show, would be to interview guys like him, Miss Archduchess, anybody that is in this area with a lovely TI. I would love to interview her. I think Tony has a great concept, but he can be rude times. Again, there are times where it's just a little bit bitchy and it just doesn't I just sometimes try to hear it and deal with it. So I'd rather not deal with it at all. I agree. I like Tommy. I like his overall perspective. I love that he's opening up psychology to me. Psychology in these situations, and made it easy for me to see and assess why a community does something, why the certain community seems to follow, why any person follows another person. And it was really tapped into something that I have distinct knowledge in. And so it's been really helpful to me, that type of information that Sotomayor has given out. But anybody that can be looking me as a bitchy. I wanted to interview Styles, but Styles actually fell apart on me. I mean, he's the guy just falling apart. I wanted to interview him way back when. I wanted to, but he was falling. He was really just falling to pieces. And right now, he's really a shell of the guy that I used to watch, where he had interesting topics. He was actually talking about landings and the fact that it could be a hoax. I'll say that word right. And he was doing this around Christmas time. And I just thought that was fascinating that he had the mindset to do a topic like this, instead of just falling into the whole Christmas rut and being lazy, he actually had a topic, and I love that. He stuck to his guns, and he did real talk. He did topic stuff. And I just great. Ransom says most dislike him for telling the truth, and as we know, something the truth hurts. Style in a nice way. Yeah, but he's just something's wrong with him. Something's wrong, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. Sleeping these days. I saw him a few days ago, and he got up drinking a beer and smoking weed. And he was doing this on camera. I don't know if he always has smoked weed on camera. I don't know if he always wakes and shakes, shake and bake. I don't know. Wakes and shake and bake in the morning when he wakes up. I know he does that. I'm not for that. I think that's just a waste of brain cells. So anyway, let me try calling back the Mike Mills show again. I don't understand why I'm not getting through. I should call these guys here. Add to contacts. Mills. Newest number. Save. Okay, let's call Mike Mills again. I don't understand why I'm getting this. Oh man, I don't know. It was off. I've been trying different combinations of people to work. My original thought here is, from time to time, I like to have a person doing debates or taking the audience, chat rooms, and for us to have have an overall opposing perspective in a lot of areas. And so I would pick a person, I would pick a white woman, me, who was very opinionated, was knowledgeable, were kind of opposing in a lot of key areas. Maybe like the ones jackass YouTubers that is regressed. So maybe they are part of a team of jackasses. So I would be opposed to that person. And if you're working on the show with me, I would embrace who you are, and we could have an open dialogue, an open debate against one another without our feelings getting in the way or our emotions. From there, with the audience, with the people in the chat room, guys like Ransom and Scapegoat, Arch, guys who are bright, smart, they would help keep lifting the levels of intelligence, and that's great. We can have real dialogue and keep our heads above the fray, above the low. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to really get into my topics, more topics. I promise you that something happens in certain ratchet situations. I'm not going to make a deal about it. I will, and I have to do more comedy. I have to do stuff that makes people laugh. I have no idea what makes people laugh. I just thought that me talking would make, like, hey, look at this jackass. Look at the funny face. Look at him do the robot. I thought that would make people laugh or amused. And I think it does, but I'm not going to win any awards for my humor, the humor I'm giving out. I don't think people are laughing at a lot or just amazed by it. A lot of people that are my fans, but they will say they hate me. They subscribe to me, even since the beginning, and they are fans of me, and they want, they want how I can be so ease with myself, how comfortable I am in my own skin. They just don't understand how I can be this way when they certainly don't feel comfortable in their own skin. And they are alleged pimps. They own 20 houses. They are drunk tards. They masturbate in their mom's tub. I mean, these guys got it all. Got Vaselines and beige that they use for lubrication. I mean, these guys have what they want in life. Down syndrome and rat face beans and roach dots and drunk tards, doggies, bulliers, people who bully, bulliers. Yeah, those guys are just, you know what's cool about all that stuff is that I came along later than these guys, right? And I already changed all doing videos, and I was so seriously, I couldn't get out of my own way for a while. And I decided that I'm going to do this like I'm talking to one of my kids. I'm talking to them straight. And then I started doing that. That was fine. And then I opened up and talk about something that was devastating to me about my abuse. I was physically abused, and I was bullied and embarrassed and intimidated by my parents, by my father specifically, by sometimes just raised the alert on me to be abused by both of them. So, so I've actually grown as an artist. I've actually grown as a reporter, as a doctor who was assessing people, because I'm still learning. I'm still reading up on the many different disorders, and because I have my psychology book for dummies. I have that, and I've been reading that as well. So I'm growing as a person, coming as an artist here in a magical world of YouTube. Ransom says, "You're funny at times," and that's a good guilty. That's a good guilty. Those guys have nothing there. That is true. In my opinion, anyone who hides behind a fake internet name are scared to show their true self. Made up names equals a made up life. Very good. And I said, and I'm always going to keep saying this, I said to these guys, like especially the Roach Dot, I said to him, if you really spoke the truth of your life, you would have authenticity. You would be speaking for a lot of guys that have fucked up in life, that have popped the piss in, and have made these kids, these unwanted pregnancies, these unable to take care of any of these kids, unable to even just see them. And he would be talking to a large percent of the men. even women that are fucked up so terribly in their lives and have fucked up against their children, have put their children in a terrible poverty-stricken situation when that they clearly didn't have to do that but they were selfish and they did these things. If he spoke the truth about this, he would truly have an audience. He would certainly have some, and he would be someone that people will look to. And maybe that has the answers. You know, he has what to avoid in certain situations. I'm being serious. He would really be meaningful chance for change. But he's not now. He's still acting back at. I mean, I don't know what he's. I don't listen to his shows or watch his videos. I haven't. I don't mind him. I think he tried doing Real Talk, and he's not a big maniac. He's just not aware enough or smart enough, and he tries repeating sort of my yours words and trying repeating my words from time to time, and he words from time to time. And he's just not really he just doesn't have any thoughts of his own. So he'll use my thoughts, he'll use sort of my yours, he'll use anybody, use Cliff and Rainey's thoughts. So, he's just are just not growing as hard as I'm growing as water, as a doctor, as a human being, and as a God, growing. I'm very comfortable with my own skin, and I'm comfortable with talking and helping out people. Helping out people. I post this to acquire more. I must do, because if I know better, I should do better, and that's how I look at it. It's something that I have to. And what I'm doing here, if I'm going to do my show, let me call my better. I'm the tools help. Then Skype for Windows, ask Skype community, RP, go to voice. It was what? Also, Skype, if it's broken, what the hell? All right. To stuff useful. Then I got this like 8 p.m., 6 p.m. East Coast, 3 p.m. West Coast. I also interview my friend of mine done today, and I did it tonight, and I could murder it, but release it to the Google. So I and then release the initial interview. And I'm involved. So actually, something slightly different that we did. And so I thought, blah 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 blah. It's tired of talking the same words all over. Words. Talking about what I saw this morning and my plans for the future. And And this has been the RPJ show live. Folks, coming in, resting, thank you very much. Eva, much about you need to contact my Johnathan Facebook page. Still here. And, appreciate that what you are. Contact my Johnathan Steele Facebook page. Johnathan Steele. Sure there. Say, basically, and you phone number, and I will contact you and do something about it that you can. So, like you know, and do interviews on what we did in Skype. If anyone else wants to be interviewed, that's a brilliant guy. Everybody, anybody comes here for these interviews, you learn about people that are faceless, and the people that are faceless, I will look you know the what? I can't even talk. So I'm going to view anyone, everyone. So that's what I do. We're going to learn about each other. Okay, so just see with a prolonged no communication. Full shows. Oops, well, maybe I might see things coming.